Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of the Disney Bomb Trilogy. Today we are tackling the Lone Ranger from 2013.
So yeehaw and giddy up, folks, because in my opinion, this is the best of a Disney Bomb trilogy. The trilogy of
Yes, that's-
live-action theatrical failures that graced Disney's history and will probably show up on Disney+.
Well, in terms of quality, though, is that really saying much, Jova?
Yeah, basically, this is based off of an old show that you, your parents, or your grandparents may have told you about. The Lone Ranger.
And this was the first film of the Lone Ranger since 1981's The Legend of the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger, for those who don't know, is a story about a fictional masked former Texas Ranger who fights outlaws in the American Old West with his Native American friend Tonto. His Native American friend Tonto.
Yeah, we'll get to that when that comes up. But anyway, start just before the Disney logo pops up in 3, 2, 1, click.
Surprise, surprise! This one actually doesn't have its Disney logo altered. Again, I don't mean to make such a big deal about it, but am I the one who thinks that maybe that gimmick is getting a bit old?
I don't know. It helps the film stand out a bit, I think.
True. What do you think, Joy?
It's fine. I mean, I actually quite like the touches to the Disney logos for the different films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in terms of the production, it's got most of the people behind the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Which
because
means
Disney
it
wanted
should have
this-
been good, but next.
Which means that Disney wanted this to be their next Pirates of the Caribbean run of success. They got Gore Verbinski, the director, and he's also a producer along with Jerry Bruckheimer.
And they got the man himself, Johnny Depp, clearly playing the Lone Ranger. Oh no, that's Army, who's playing Lone Ranger instead.
And we've got the same writers, Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, and a new guy named Justin Have, whose next film coming up is in terms of how at the time of this recording is Terminator Dark Fate.
Good luck.
But anyway, we start off in San Francisco in the 1930s, where we're at an old West exhibit.
A Wild West exhibition. Oh, by the way, there was actually a 2003 special for the Lone Ranger TV. Get this one was aired by WB Network.
Well, I reckon, you think this will be airing on like FX at some point?
Maybe. How funny though, it's like, well, 10 years ago, 10 years before the making of this 2013 movie, in 2003, it was Warner Brothers releasing a Lone Ranger movie. I haven't seen it yet.
But anyway, what qualifies this for being part of the Disney Bomb Trilogy? It costs between $225 to $250 million to make, and it made a box office of only $260 million. $0.5 million. So, so much for Disney's new series, eh?
What a shame.
Well, it's crap, so...
Jump scare!
But anyway, this is Tonto, played by a decently old-looking Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And there lies the problem, though, because Johnny Depp is not Native American, although he claims he's like 1/60th Native American or something. I don't know.
It's just controversy after controversy with you, isn't it, Depp? Though don't worry. I do believe your story and your latest controversy.
Well, actually, Jova, apparently, what do you mean?
Oh god, it got proven that he actually is abusing his wife, isn't it?
No, actually.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I hope that he does win that court case. At least I hope it turns out that he did not abuse his wife.
Well, apparently he's got proof, so...
Best of luck, and hopefully then maybe Disney will bring him back as Captain Jack Sparrow for the next Pirates movie.
I honestly drove after watching the fifth one.
I thought the fifth one was good.
I ain't like it.
Well, I felt they at least did Captain Jack Sparrow more honor after they kind of had made him a buffoon. Speaking of buffoons...
From what I recall, did Tonto in any other Ranger incarnation never have like a sparrow on his head?
I don't recall. Although, funnily enough, in 1981, they actually got a Native American to play Tonto. So, why was it so hard here?
It's a bit odd, though. I mean, why would they throw nearly $300 million into a property that most people by this point hadn't even heard of?
There he is, the Lone Ranger, played by Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer, who hasn't had much luck in the realm of big box office movies. I mean, hell, his next big film was 2 years later with The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
And there's the
thought that was
iconic
okay,
theme.
I thought that was okay. It was just, well, it didn't do very well at the box office.
Oh.
Okay, that bit always makes me laugh. But
Yep.
no, this is a bank robbery.
Okay, not gonna lie, if there's one reason I actually do kind of have a soft spot for this movie is that there is actually some good bouts of comedy here. Again, out of the Disney Bomb Trilogy, this one was definitely the closest to being actually a decent good movie. Which is weird given the controversies, but if we talk about that, we'll be here all night.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong,
Okay.
Johnny Depp plays the role good, it's just... Dude, don't try and, claim that you're... Well, maybe you are part Native American. Still, though. Okay, though, so now it's time for the actual real story of how he became to be the Lone Ranger. Because let's be quite honest, we don't know the Lone Ranger for robbing banks now, do we? No, we know him for being the true hero of the Old West.
yeah. Okay. And one other thing about this production was, well, the production itself. There was quite a lot of problems with filming this movie. There was off weather. There were wildfires. There was a chickenpox outbreak,
Dang.
and even worse, a water safety expert by the name of Michael Bridger died while he was inside a large water tank.
Oh,
So somebody
so a
died
lot
for this
plagued
movie.
this movie then.
Dang, somebody
Yeah.
died for this movie. Kinda makes it feel a bit worse. It's like how in the final Resident Evil movie, a man died and a woman got severely injured to the point of being maimed.
Oh, hi, Helena Bonham Carter.
Ah! Helena Bonham
Oh.
Carter in a movie with Johnny Depp. What a shock. Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh, another thing about this song that was a bit odd to me is the score. It wasn't actually supposed to be Hans Zimmer at the beginning. It was supposed to be Jack White. Yes, the White Stripes, Jack White.
Interesting.
I cannot imagine that working. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
be quite
really
honest.
weird seeing Helen without
Without her head
the
being
usual
animated.
look.
Oh, okay, which usual look?
her
The-
usual very dark makeup and everything.
Ah,
Just-
yes. You mean the look that's...
It's nice to see, her actual face.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, ever since Fight Club, she had that dark makeup look. And then Harry Potter and Sweeney Todd just popularized it.
I know it worked for the movies that she was in for those, but still.
And yes, not gonna deny, the music for this movie is pretty flipping awesome. definitely one of Hans Zimmer's better ones.
So yeah, they're on the basically these guys manhunt for the film's villain, William Fichtner.
Who's a real bad dude with an attitude.
Okay, that's the actor's name. His real name is Butch Cavendish. But currently they do have him in custody. He's going to be hanged for his crimes. Also, Jova, you know an actor who you've seen in this movie?
Who?
Barry Pepper, aka the main character of Battlefield Earth.
Wow, I'll be darned.
The poor guy just has no luck.
So he finally gets to be in a Disney movie, and it's a bomb.
Yeah, I mean, as if Battlefield Earth was bad enough.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this movie is better than Battlefield Earth. But even I, as someone who likes this movie, cannot deny it doesn't really hit the mark.
Well, at the very least, Gore Verbinski doesn't put the camera at an angle every shot.
Yeah. You know, I'd actually argue the directing for this movie is pretty good, too.
I'm guessing it's just the plot then where it falls apart.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what else is also sad? But
like...
the dialogue also works too. It's mainly the story, and again, like with Tomorrowland, it falls down to the pacing.
From what I understand, it's not even like At World's End or Dead Man's Chest. It's not even like At World's End where the film wasn't even written fully before while they were filming it.
Okay.
I understand the scripting went just fine. It's
the pacing. Again, you see what I mean when it feels like this should have been a good movie? So close. Oh, and that bit where he tries to give the girl back her doll, but it gets sucked out the window. That's actually kind of darkly funny. Bye bye, baby, indeed.
I don't think. I mean, at this point in at the time we're in now, I wonder why they even chose for their big tentpole summer movie a western.
I mean, I guess it was sort of new for Disney. Well, not entirely new if we count Toy Story, but you get the point. It's like, well, Disney doing a western, I guess it was something that was new and they were trying to broaden their horizons. And this was before broadening their horizons just meant buy everything under the sun.
Because by this point, unless it was made by Tarantino, westerns would generally become box office poison.
Which is a shame, because there's a lot of good potential for them, as we're seeing nowadays, with there being a lot better westerns. But yeah, westerns used to have this really bad stigma.
And I think it peaked with this movie.
I'd say
no one bothered to see it.
I'm gonna argue it peaked with Ridiculous 6, but I do see your point still.
Ridiculous... Is that Netflix one?
The Netflix Adam Sandler western. The one that's basically a parody off of Hateful Eight.
Okay, one problem I have with this movie is that the plot just takes a long time to get started. I mean, I know we've got 2.5 hours, but this bit in particular isn't really all that exciting.
Yeah, that's the problem. There are some really great action scenes. Again, the final action scene is one of my favorite action scenes ever seen on film. The problem is, the story takes forever to get to that. Let's just say it falls into that origin stigma. Now, I'm not saying all origin films fall into this. In fact, if anything, it's more so the exception to the rule. But when an origin story takes its time to get to the point where, the characters are as good as they are in the original source material, you will feel that.
Yeah, because right now I'm trying to figure out how a western can be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys see this?
Seen what, sorry?
Lone Ranger, this film.
No. I was interested in it at the day, but never got around to seeing it.
A lot of the live action... Oh, sorry.
I barely heard about this film. Anyway, yes, Yuri?
A lot of the live action Disney movies I saw were the TV ones mostly, and some of the like a couple of movies here and there, but a lot of them kind of went under my radar.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really talked about as much as the animated stuff, since that's what Disney is known for.
But hey,
Yeah.
speaking of Tarantino, apparently this is one of his favorite movies of 2013.
I can see that. I can see Tarantino definitely liking this movie.
I feel
He
like
said
Disney are trying to kill their animation team, though, but there we go.
Oh
he said
god,
about
yeah.
this movie, and I quote: "First 45 minutes are excellent. The next 45 minutes are a little soporific. It was a bad idea to split the bad guys in two groups. It takes hours to explain, and nobody cares."
Was that the
Then
general
comes the
consensus or what Tarantino thought?
That's what Tarantino thought. Then
Oh
comes the train
boy.
scene. Incredible. When I saw it, I kept thinking, wait, that's the film that everybody says is crap?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I definitely see where he gets it from. It's like, well, I mean, again, this movie is technically not good, but it's nowhere near utter crap. Like, when that final scene comes, well, the fact that I'm talking about it as much should give you some sign. But yeah.
But yeah, in terms of the box office, it would have needed to make $800 million worldwide just to break even.
What did it make?
Made like 260.
Oh dear.
And it got beaten by, of all movies, Despicable Me 2.
Ouch.
Well, that makes sense,
Yeah, true.
because the first movie, not only was it successful, it was pretty good. So, people would have wanted to go and see a sequel more.
True, especially with how popular it made the Minions.
Mm-hmm. They didn't need their own movie, though.
They really did not.
But anyway, another thing as well, because we're still taking a while to get to the freaking titular Ranger bit.
Yeah, that is definitely the main issue with this movie.
In terms of, because normally when these big budget films flop at the box office, it tends to at least derail someone's career, if not kill it outright.
Oh,
Jerry Bruckheimer, though the deal was expiring with this film anyway, because of creative differences. I mean, he's still making Disney, but it did kill Disney Studio Chief's Rich Ross' career, who's now at Discovery Channel.
Oh dear.
Because he greenlit this movie, and also John Carter the year prior. That flop ended up getting him fired because he basically became public enemy number one to Andrew Stanton and John Lasseter. And the writers, other than Terry Rossio co-writing the story for Pirates of the Caribbean 5, haven't really written anything since.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, that's like I say, sometimes just one flop can end up killing your career.
As is typical with most natives in media.
Also, Disney ended up delaying the production on this movie because Cowboys and Aliens flopped. Again, a film that had nothing to do with Disney.
So Armie Hammer here plays the district attorney of the local town.
And as such as the authority to shoot these two people if...
Oops.
as long as that doesn't happen.
This could have made for a great turnabout in Phoenix Wright now that I think about it.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Speeding train.
It's a runaway train. Not a good thing to be on.
So, yeah.
About that, sir. Hi, bye.
Yeah, we're sorry. This train will be making a stop here today. It's been kidnapped. Thank you. Or hijacked. So yeah, this film originally was pitched in 2007. It changed hands several times and had the script rewritten at least twice. Then in 2011, Disney delayed the start of production because of the budget. Because of the budget, and which made Gore Verbinski a pretty unhappy fellow.
Oh boy.
Then it began filming, and then those production problems happened. Which also at one point Johnny Depp was apparently nearly trampled to death by a horse.
Dang.
And at the end, it all turned out to be worth, well, jack shit, really.
Again, what a sad failure this movie is. Anyway, so now they have to work together, since they're literally joined at the hip by the chains. Oh boy! And yeah, here's the thing. The railroad isn't entirely finished. They aren't quite as good at this as we are.
Yeah, I mean, is even the district attorney physically capable of being able to jump off a train without dying?
Ain't that the truth?
Well, mind if Tonto jumps, then I think the district attorney hasn't got much of an option.
Uh-huh. This definitely feels Pirates of the Caribbean-esque, not gonna lie. Which is, again...
Visually, yes.
Although I'm not... Would this... Again, I haven't seen anything like Range.
Uh-oh.
But why do I get the feeling that the Pirates of the Caribbean tone doesn't really help, or doesn't really fit this particular series?
I mean, okay, to be fair, Pirates of the Caribbean, but in a Western, that's what a lot of people came here for. The problem is that Johnny Depp is...
A lot of people, Jova.
Well, if the marketing were better, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of the main drawing point of this movie when you get down to it. The problem was... I honestly think Johnny Depp would have been better if he played the Lone Ranger. I mean, again... The Lone Ranger could be something of a mysterious, if not rambunctious fellow, and hey, Johnny Depp would have been perfect for that role. Bless Armie Hammer, he's trying. Oh!
Oh.
Whoopsie! That's gonna leave a mark.
That still could have been dangerous.
Oh, hey, your brother! The local sheriff.
Yeah.
I mean...
Terribly sorry, sir, local sheriff.
Tuh.
Oh yeah, the Wild West, where everyone either had no beard at all, or some of the world's stylish beards.
I know, right? Especially with the mustaches. Oh boy.
Push. Oh yeah, we stopped that particular train with all the passengers. But
now we just have to get off.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, we've got... And bearing in mind, the track's still not finished.
Yep, end of the line.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure waving that flag's gonna help.
Well, it's standard procedure.
Oh yeah, another thing about this movie, when Rich Ross was fired, his replacement, Alan Horn, who's still there to this day as of this recording, started to work straight away on this movie and started cutting out insisted on stuff being trimmed, especially a scene where the bad guy eats someone's heart, quoting,
Huh.
"I like heart in my movies, but not that much heart."
Huh.
That's a bit, a bit too on the nose there.
Yeah. This movie is waving its dick. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a tiny little metal rod like that can stop a giant heavy train.
Well, that's the thing about locomotives. They're really strong from every bit except the bottom. Go figure. Oh, that happened. Please.
Oh. Well, bye, Tonto. Oh.
Again. Please.
For what? What was his role again? District Attorney?
You mean before he becomes Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's District Attorney in this movie.
Well, he says, according to this, he's a lawyer.
Yeah, District Attorney, that's what a lawyer is. Well, okay. It's
Do they even have the power to arrest anybody?
Oh, it's District Attorney? Heck yeah. Well, back in the old Western days. Nowadays, it's not all that simple.
Nowadays, it's like a chain of people.
Yeah, I don't think our Prime Minister can arrest anybody, him or herself.
I'm not sure.
Your president can he, she?
In a sense, yeah. Of course.
The only thing
Well, the current president is male dwarfs.
The only thing I have of that is that I watched an episode of 24 where the president did that.
Let's just say
he arrested somebody for treason.
The president can do that, but it's always going to be a heavily scrutinized move, so they can't just do it willy-nilly. Unless they're stupid.
So here we have Ruth Wilson, who is his brother's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Tonto, this isn't any of your business.
Well, she did mention Indian territory.
But he's not Indian.
By the story's sake, he technically is.
I don't know, but that'd be like if you had a white guy playing Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I know. It's awkward.
And yet everyone talks about him as though he's black.
Hey, have I ever told you about Rachel Delatzel?
No.
White woman who tried to pass herself off as black and join in all that.
Well, what did she do? Make everyone wear sunglasses?
She's kinda tanned her skin like that, and she claims she's black. Until it turned out she wasn't. That's a whole nother box of, razor bugs, though.
I'd love to see a movie based off of that.
I'm mysterious.
It's a lot of head turning in this film. It's like a 1980s film. All the sudden head turns.
Why, hello there, Sir Richmond. I do wonder if you will be an antagonist here.
Vicious buggers.
Latham Cole, obviously the best of the most upstanding citizens here. Pish posh.
He's played by Tom Wilkinson.
Is Tom Wilkinson British by any chance?
Yes, he's from. He was born in Yorkshire.
Oh, he is definitely loving his role here.
Is he the bad guy? Or one of them?
William Fickner's the bad guy. So is this a scene where he gets deputized?
Mm.
What does that mean exactly? You're like, oh, by the way, you're with us now, whether you like it or not.
Deputized means that you're sort of like the second in command to the sheriff, or in a sense like, well, you're an honorary member of the force in some cases.
Also, funny enough, another Rebecca Reed, the woman here, her actress is also British. She's from Surrey.
How lucky for the British. They get to do the stereotypical Western American accent here.
Pity no one saw it.
Yeah, it really is kind of a shame. Like, if ever there were a movie I think that could have done better with its sequel, it's this movie.
She's been in Luther.
Oh.
A show I enjoy.
And she's going to be in the upcoming His Dark Materials. AKA Let's Try the Golden Compass again.
For real?
Yeah.
Why not just call it the Golden Compass then?
Because His Dark Materials is actually the name of the book series.
Huh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, they're not going to try and merge all the books in the series into one then, are they?
We don't know that yet.
Wait, isn't it a TV series that they're doing? Or
Yes, it's a TV show.
Never mind, it's a TV show. Okay, then.
And it's filmed in, where else? Wales.
Just for a moment, I thought you were suggesting that they were going to pull a Spiderwick Chronicles movie. Basically, a movie that tried to combine no less than 5 books into one movie.
Wow, that's even more than a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
New Line Cinema are still behind it, along with Scholastic, Bad Wolf, and the BBC.
You know, I just recognized a connection between this and John Carter. Out in the canyon on the old tan western.
So the moral of the story is, if your movie is set in a desert, it's either going to suck or not do well at the box office.
What about holes?
There are exceptions.
True.
Oh, and John Carter had a scene set in the desert too. Well, John Carter 3.
It's funny because this reminds me of those scenes from John Carter. That said, this is a much...
No, John Wick, sorry. John Wick. Fuck.
That's a different movie.
Why did I say John?
Oh, look at that. Oh, your spirit horse. The Lone Ranger also has a white horse, too.
So, what happened exactly? Cavendish escaped?
In a sense.
And now they got to go out and try and find him again.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Not for nothing, guys, but this is a really dangerous criminal. Shouldn't you be going a bit faster?
Well, we gotta tread softly, I think. And also admire the spirit horse.
Tread softly. This guy's a dangerous freaking cannibal.
Look here, you old British man. This here's the old West. We do things a bit differently than your old modern society across the pond.
If that's the case, no wonder the society was such a shithole.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah. You know what we should do, my little rascals? We should go as slow as possible. Let the criminal give the chance to escape.
Which is, again, part of the issue with this movie. It takes quite its time getting to the more exciting bits.
It's taking its time, but the plot hasn't been as messy as Tomorrowland yet.
Exactly. That's the thing. The plot is nowhere near as messy as John Carter or Tomorrowland.
It's just slow as fuck.
Yeah, again, okay, of all the stuff to trim out, they should have just trimmed out some more of the boring moments, and then we could have gotten to the action a lot better.
But no, the heart stuff is more important.
Honestly, the heart stuff actually is technically more important to the movie when you get down to it. Heck, if anything, come on. You've got a series called Pirates of the Caribbean, which is literally about a dead man's heart here and there.
I mean, a lot of the scenery shots are, very nice, but they do take up a good chunk of the time. They could have been cut down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And also the times where everybody's just pausing in between sentences to stare at each other.
I really do wonder what was the thought process behind these long pauses. It almost feels like they're trying to make a gimmick of themselves.
Were they worried about making the same mistakes they made in that end, where stuff just happened in a flash just because?
Well, since this was made by the same team as Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe. Which, again, don't get me wrong, World's End is by no means the best movie ever, but I'd still consider it more of a good movie than a bad one. It has a lot of flaws, but, I'd say it handled itself well enough. It helped that we actually got to stuff. This feels like they're trying to play it too safe to the point where that kind of worked against them. There is such a thing as too safe, guys.
Yeehaw! We're 35 minutes into this Rambo movie, aren't we?
Oh crap! We weren't ready for the action! We thought we were just gonna do some more soldiering through the alleyways!
You see, guys, this is why you shouldn't go so fucking slow. The enemy had plenty of time to set up a trap.
Whoopsie.
Christ, this movie's so slow, it's even working against the character. Imagine if like in Avengers Endgame, the Avengers just took the very sweet time before trying to fix what happened.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, actually, yeah, they did. It took 5 years. Well, they at least had the decency to do a time skip.
Yeah. Oh! It's just the two of us, Dan! And I hate to tell you this, but I've only got 2 days left until retirement!
We also got to see the effects of those 5 years, which helps.
Oh, yeah. Immensely. Oh, snap!
Okay, I'm not quite sure shooting the sheriff. Is he the sheriff or?
Yes.
No, I don't think he's
His brother's the sheriff, yes. Oh.
Well, what did he say? I have some.
She always loved you.
Yeah, don't worry. You can have my wife. Just wait till I die first.
At the very least, you didn't cheat on her like that protagonist from L.A. Noire. Gotta give you a solid for that one.
What the fuck's noir?
It's something that'll come in about a decade or two. Oh.
Try 5. Well, that's the Lone Ranger. Thoughts?
What a sad story, but it was definitely one of tragedy.
Also,
Great
wow,
loss.
Disney sunk $250 million into a half-hour movie. What are they doing with the budget?
Oh, goody. I think we're about to get to where the heart scene was cut out.
Well, not cut out, just trimmed down.
True, yeah. It's still in there, but they trimmed it down. Not gonna lie, though, this villain, holy cow, somebody went to the lessons of making the most disgusting bad guy you can ever make, and a guy who pretty much revels in how evil he is, without being stupid about it.
Well, he's played by William Fichtner.
Who, from what I understand, is pretty good at playing bad guys.
I mean, he even played he played one of the bad guys in the 2014 Turtles movie.
Huh.
Well, he was supposed to be the main bad guy, but stuff happened.
Yeah. More controversies, but we'll get to that when we get to that movie. So basically, he spent a year in pretty much prison, so he's pretty much getting even. His definition of even being tearing out his heart and consuming it. Also, nice to see that guy survive getting trampled by that horse. Oh look, just in time for Dan to wake up and see his brother get maimed.
Meanwhile, everyone else is like, blech.
Yeah.
When you wish upon
What
a
a star. Brought to you by Disney, Shiroi.
Heart eating.
Well, I see they got to the heart of the matter rather
I
quickly.
mean, Kingdom Hearts has suicide.
True that. Hey, you know...
I still watch this.
Yes, I would rank that above heart eating.
Yeah.
Well,
Funnily,
I still watch this over Kingdom Hearts, but
you
that's
know,
not saying much.
funnily enough, Lone Ranger did come into Disney Infinity, and there was apparently talks at some point to see it in Kingdom Hearts.
But I guess this movie, being a gigantic failure, paid to those plans.
Yeah. It's a shame. Chicken Little got to be in Kingdom Hearts 2, but this movie sadly didn't.
So, the sheriff is dead.
As is the
Armie
task
Hammer.
force.
Armie Hammer, the main character, is dead. Tonto is in prison.
Houston, I think we have a problem.
We've got an hour and 48 minutes left of movie, so what? Is this going to be about? Is this going to be about the camera focusing on the dead bodies?
Oh,
We broke out.
prisons were easy to break out back in the day.
Hang on.
Oh, snap. That's a good question.
Did he answer it? Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No?
No. Apparently, the writers thought that by addressing the questions audiences would have, but by mentioning the questions but not actually answering them, that it would be enough. But guess what? It ain't. In fact, you make the problem worse by calling attention.
Yeah. Bit of a clumsy writing step there.
Clumsy, that's another statement. But hey, at least Tonto has the.
He has the decency to give them each a good enough burial.
But how's he going to tell their wives and other ones?
I don't know if he will. Considering how he's not particularly welcome back in town.
So he's robbing the dead. Our hero.
I think it's part of some ritual or something.
What, robbing their dead bodies?
I'm guessing maybe getting
Yes.
getting their best possessions and then laying them on them? I don't know.
When I bury him, I will become Lone Ranger.
Honestly, Depp, you should have been. Oh, snap!
Oh.
He's a zombie! Quick, kill him! Oh.
Again, nothing against Armie Hammer, it's just...
Johnny Depp would have been a better Lone Ranger, let's be honest.
He's more Lone Ranger than he is Native American.
Hell, when you get down to it, you could consider Captain Jack Sparrow to be the Lone Ranger of the pirate verse. Oh, but look at that. His spirit horse brings the white hat. Okay. Hearing Johnny Depp say that line was almost worth the price of admission.
Yeah, like, really? Him?
Dang, even Tonto is saying that he's not fit to be the Lone Ranger. Huh. Him more dead.
Before this, Army Hammer was in stuff like The Social Network,
Wait, Johnny Depp
J.
was in that
Edgar,
movie?
Social Network.
Dang.
No, Army Hammer.
Oh, Army Hammer, okay. Okay, again.
He was even in Mirror Mirror.
Okay. I'll admit, this scene with the horse insisting that it's Army Hammer being the true one is kind of funny, especially with Johnny Depp trying to insist that, no, his brother is the true one, bring him back.
Huh, he was even in Cars 3.
I love that look he says. It's like, seriously, God, or whatever God he prays to. What the heck?
But I wanted to be the Lone Ranger.
Please?
Again, there are so many well-written scenes in this movie. It's just the movie takes so long to get to them.
Mm.
You know you've had a crappy day when you get driven through a pile of road apples.
Oh, now we do a time skip. Thanks.
And now watch as he brings back the Lone Ranger from the dead, using the sacred ritual from the possessions of all the men killed alongside of him. I don't really know how this works here and there, so I'm not going to comment on how legit this is. Oh, God, I feel like I just woke up from a really, really bad Aaron Sorkin script.
Oh, you saw Social Network too, Jover?
Nope, but you just told me he was in it, and I give him my condolences, because from what I've heard, that movie is not aged well. Like, people used to like, oh snap.
Well, Aaron Sorkin wrote stuff like The West Wing and that.
So, you're probably wondering, Army Hammer, how the fudge did I even get here?
Jover, if they don't explain how Johnny Depp got out of prison, what makes you think they'll explain him getting to the top of a tower?
So much time in this...
Or getting down from it, for that matter.
Well, I guess we can assume he just climbed down nimbly, incredibly nimbly, so as to not tip it over. Look.
Well, at least they left him water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's your jacket.
Your birthright. Your destiny.
Stay back. I've got to go on.
So does everyone.
Because he chose you.
Well, you did for
Yes, I buried you up on a tall platform.
Yeah, I don't know how I even got you up there, but
I haven't seen the 1981 Lone Ranger movie. I hear it's better, though. Kind of like Zorro. Good first movie. Second movie. Oh, rabbits. Hello. An evil man, Army. An evil man. Oh, evil
people
spirit.
that green.
Well, so long as this doesn't go down beyond 2 souls, right, we should be fine, Shiroi. No, snap! Evil rabbits!
Evil rabbits.
Okay.
Evil rabbits. Because we have to spend the budget on CGI somehow. Again, I'm not one of those people that goes, "Oh, CGI is the devil" or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly, there's not too much overuses of CGI, which may be why this was... I think this was the least bombing out of the Disney bombs. I'd say the main reason this movie failed was lack of proper marketing, for sure. Ooh, revenge.
Well, yeah, his bro died, and you need a golden gun for that, I think, mate. But that won't be around for
a silver bullet.
Years. So they entered the alliance then?
Not quite yet. So apparently he's been chasing Butch for quite some time. Oh.
Made the dead bird angry. Yeah, I think there's a good reason why. I'll be honest though. I think there's a good reason why Pedro and Tio weren't exactly enthusiastic about the ability of commenting on this thing.
I can see why. Movie drags. That, and I'm gonna admit, I can see how Johnny Depp as Tonto can try someone's patience. Don't get me wrong, he acts great, but it's still a white man doing a Native American, like...
But it's Jack Sparrow being a white man being a Native American and a Western.
Oh, good!
Wow, that's a paradox.
Pretty much. Okay, If you're gonna have Jack Sparrow, have him be the Lone Ranger. I mean, just not as sly as Jack Sparrow, seeing as how the Lone Ranger could start off maybe a bit more naive here and there, but then have him go to be more Jack Sparrow-esque by the time. And in fact, I don't get this. Why did Johnny Depp head for more the Tonto role anyway?
Don't know exactly.
Was it part of his ploy back in the day to try and do as many different roles as possible, just to avoid getting typecast?
That's ironic. They ended up being Jack Sparrow. He's not technically Jack Sparrow. In fact, in terms of movies, one movie I saw in the cinema where he was basically nothing like Jack Sparrow was. I'm trying to. I know I saw it. And it was a good movie. Just can't recall the name. Clearly,
okay, so it's definitely not Crimes of Grindelwald then.
Oh, no. Fuck no.
That wasn't a good movie.
I
mean, I thought he was fine in it. It was just...
It's everything else about that movie. So now...
Yeah, that's one thing that we've said about that movie before. The acting itself is fine. It's just the shitstorm surrounding it.
Oh, I found it. Black Mass.
Huh, I've heard of that movie.
In that movie, he plays a organized crime leader.
Interesting.
So yeah, he basically sends everyone into a panic because
How
Borges
is that
escaped
different from a
from.
pirate and a dark wizard?
I guess it's the charisma and Tony goes with.
Possibly.
Oh, goody, the brothel.
Yeah.
Disney movie.
How many action scenes have we had so far in the movie? We're like nearly an hour in. Like
I'm gonna
2?
say 2. Or 3 if you count that other one.
Well, like we got 90 minutes of this thing left.
Yeah. So, Shiroi, take your bet. Who's going to be the special little lady we're looking for in this, place of wonder and excitement? And trapezing, apparently.
I'm guessing the one who was firing the gun a bit earlier on in that one action scene. I don't know.
You'll see.
Yeah, it gets hard to come up with stuff to say.
It's
about this movie.
red.
Yeah, of course, it's
It's-
Helena Bonham Carter.
Again, not wearing her dark makeup. Though she does look a bit closer to the Red Queen, albeit with her head normal-sized.
And again, Brits in playing an American.
I
In this case, Helena Bonham Carter is from London.
admit it. The Brits just love being able to do a Western accent because it's one of the easiest ones to do.
Can I have a time, please?
Go ahead. I'm at 5607. 8, 9.
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, snap. She has a gun for a leg.
Oh, yeah.
And say that again, Jova.
I'm at 5618, 19, 20. Go ahead to 5645.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, that is a flipping awesome leg.
Just hope you don't set it off by mistake while you're walking.
You there, Shiroi?
I'll go to 57.
Alright. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there. Yeah, I see why I was a bit confused about the question you had for me earlier. My copy jumped forward a good half an hour.
Oh. Okay, get ready in 3, 2, 1, click. How did it
So
jump
I'm guessing
ahead?
the actual answer to the question is Helen.
Yes, Helena Bonham Carter.
There we go.
So your
So,
copy jumped ahead a half an hour. How did that happen?
I have no idea. I haven't touched my keyboard.
Okay, so just to check, you're seeing a scene with a woman laying on a moon or something. Oh,
I'm seeing Helen point a gun at the moment.
yep, you're
Yeah,
up there
they
with
are.
us.
There we go.
So basically, Helena Bonham Carter has a grudge against someone who cost her a leg. Let me guess, he's the one who cost you the leg.
But a stone.
Oh?
Oh,
Is it now?
yes.
Any more Pirates of the Caribbean-esque, shall we?
Oh, but it gives you flash forward to the future?
Or the past? Oh, never mind, yeah, that's the future.
Yeah, that was his drink.
Huh.
Oh dear.
He wasn't keeping an eye on it.
Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh, he's
That
scared of
isn't
the cat.
going to help, and even if it did, the cat'll find a way. It'll find a way.
Of course it will. Aw, she used to be a ballerina dancer.
Yeah, you see, that's what they should do for most of the other stuff. Just do stuff similar to that, but no, they have to talk about it and slow this already pretty slow movie even further down.
Okay, that was kind of funny, the horse getting drunk on that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, they should just do more of it. In fact, if anything, I could so get a movie about the trio of Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, and Armie Hammer. God, I cannot get over how much Armie Hammer is kind of a third wheel in all of this.
And he plays the titular character. I mean, hell, even the poster and the trailers focus more on Johnny Depp than it does.
Hey, he found her cat!
Aw. Oh. Okay.
Bye!
Oh, yeah. Wow. We get another action.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this one goes.
At least he can ride a horse good. It's chaos on Earth.
Okay.
Let chaos reign.
Well, enough of that action.
The Lone Ranger.
Again, the writing can be good. We just got a few funny jokes there, and it looked like we had a promising action scene. Like, are you afraid of not being taken seriously if you don't slow down?
I mean, you literally advertise this movie as being from the people that made Pirates of the Caribbean.
Like, look, people do not watch Pirates of the Caribbean for their intricate plot details, unless we're talking about maybe Pirates of the Caribbean 1. Got some bad news for you, sport.
Your daddy ain't around.
Yeah.
Half this movie is just going to be us doing Western accents because
They're fun. I feel like someone's presence has been lost to the wind.
What?
Oh,
Run!
that might be the Comanche.
Though.
Basically, Tonto's tribe, who apparently have desecrated the treaty and are now raiding settlements.
Oh yeah, was that basically a treaty where it was just basically boiled down to you don't come on our turf, we don't come on yours?
Pretty much in that league of stuff. It was supposed to be peaceful every now and then. But let's just say some Indians didn't take too kindly to that. Admittedly, their land had been raided, but man, the retribution they took was, not clean, to say the least.
What? Do you have any water?
Oh snap, they shot the black guy! And now they're scalping him. Have a good day, kid.
Yeah. That's the magical world of Disney.
That kid is gonna grow up to have such a nice childhood, isn't he?
Yeah, he's seen people getting scalped when he was like 13.
And I think that's before he figures out that his dad is dead.
Has anyone even told him that?
It would seem not yet. Hmm. Oh?
So basically, Sparrow, the Tonto, doesn't think it's the Indians because the Indians would leave a trail behind.
Apparently something about them leaving a trade.
Like your person's scalp for our dead bird. What? However, I don't know.
Oh, well, look at that. It turns out it's Butch's gang.
I don't know. I don't really know much about Native American culture, other than that making one of them a Red Power Ranger is a pretty bad idea. Okay. All right. Okay. When this movie isn't too slow, it goes a bit. It's really uneven with its pacing. We have slow this stuff, then fast-paced action scene, then fast. It's like it's a freaking witch.
The main parts are definitely the slow bits that, unless they do have a nice dialogue in them, definitely are the weaker parts of the film.
I guess that's the creed of the and the a deputy stands for. I guess.
Whoops. You're the Spirit Walker. You figure this one out. It's mysterious.
Yeah, that's another one in Gaga. The mask, weird law, and that's it.
Although
I
don't think they go too much about the mask looking dodgy in this movie, if I recall correctly. So I don't think that annoyed me as much.
But that's like the only joke they have with the Lone Ranger. He's got a funny mask.
Oh.
Was it even that funny the first?
That is one trusty horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how'd it get on the rooftop? Ah! Okay. Again, these... again, when this movie does focus on just having some witty dialogue here and there, it works. Like, again, it's like even Pirates of the Caribbean and its worst can be salvaged by its dialogue and some goofy hijinks. To varying degrees, I digress. But still, though, if this movie just focused on being Pirates of the Caribbean but Western, probably would have been a lot better. Uh-oh. Ain't that the truth?
Yep. Or you could just do that.
Wow. What a shot. Wow.
Really a lucky one.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Great warning. Don't.
I mean, that'll warn someone.
Yeah. Don't want them to stay down.
Yeah.
a warning shot. That means there's a warning that my shot's going to ricochet off everything around me and hit something that will squish you. But yeah, I would have dreaded what kind of the cinema. I'd have fallen asleep in the seat.
It really is a shame. Like, well, the problem is the movie drags its feet in making this guy the Lone Ranger. It's like even the movie itself has trouble believing Armie Hammer could be the Lone Ranger. Good question. Uh-oh. Huh. Dang. You're still salty about the horse picking him, aren't you? Although I can
mean, horses kick, you know?
Yeah. I can't, you know,
That's why he's been calling the kid.
About that, honey. And I was eating his heart. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
That's an important detail.
Yeah. I ate your husband's heart. It was yummy. It tasted like he put his heart and soul in.
He has no idea that was... Okay, not gonna lie, it's kind of funny how they have no idea that shot was done by accident.
They made the Lone Ranger come off the...
Roll credits.
Yeah, roll credits. And they made the Lone Ranger come off as more intimidating than he actually is.
That's actually That's actually an interesting angle for an origin story.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. Uh-oh. Unless he comes back again, in which case I'll kill him thrice over. And then if he comes back again, well then I'll retire because that's just gosh dang silly.
But don't worry, I'll go off to New York City and become stupid rich. Sure, I'll have to find a bunch of mutant turtles. Wait, what?
Yeah. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
So they're gonna set a little trap for the Lone Ranger.
Well, this movie's going slow, as we established. These characters are going so slow, they'll have plenty of time to set up a trap. Again, imagine if the Avengers just merrily strolled along to fight Loki or Ultron, Thanos.
Yeah. Oh. Mom, isn't there supposed to be the part where I feel a pain? Oh. So it turns out one of the gangmen actually did have something of a...
conscience?
Yeah. Oh, snap. Wow, that could have gone better.
That was a waste of time.
So apparently Cavendish may be trying to frame the Indians. Big shock.
Being able to frame a whole tribe?
You'd be surprised, Jibs. With racist tensions being the way they were, all you need to do is just make it look like an Indian attack.
Might as well just write on the sign, Indians attacked here or something.
Huh. I do believe that horse is dead.
Is that like symbolism for this movie? It was beating on a dead horse.
I wonder. Oh, he's kicking it. Okay. Please, the movie seems to have lost its direction, Sir Dead Horse. Can you help us? Hey, I've seen worse ways for a career to die. I mean, just take a look at Skip Woods. He's killed quite a few careers with his movies.
In his own.
That too.
It's karma for you, I guess.
I guess it
Also,
really
all
is.
this apology to him was blowing. Unfortunately, I don't have the means to mute the movie, but I do it as quietly and as far away from the mic as I can.
It's okay. Gosh dang it. I knew I loved her and she loved me, but of all the ways for us to be together, I kinda was hoping it wouldn't be because my brother had his heart eaten. I'd have rather it have been because of old age.
Mind you, you've been waiting a while.
Yeah. Again, props for him waiting and not doing that stupid plot twist of having him be some guy who cheated on his brother. That would be just lame.
And hey, the brother apparently would be okay with them being together after his death.
Yeah. This movie has good characters, good script, and everything. It's just the problem, again, is the pacing.
Yeah.
Oh?
Metal.
Huh. A train track.
A buried train track.
Mm.
But yeah, apparently he got lost in the story. Like,
Oh, boy.
well, I gotta say, Army Hammer do a pretty good little girl scream.
He can, yeah. You talk about from this movie or a different movie?
No, this one.
Yeah.
Comanche
Meanwhile,
border.
yep, turns out they may have been misdirecting where the Indians go. Hey, it's that guy played by Tim. God,
It's not Tim Roth.
No. The other Tim you mentioned was English. British.
I forgot.
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
As Latham Cole.
Nitroglycerin. Was the American Civil War at this point?
Oh, God, what year did they say this is taking? Oh, wait, this is taking place in 1869, so...
Yeah.
Let me think. Oh, yeah, the Civil War actually went from 1861 to 1865, so by this point it was over and done with.
Oh, alright.
Ha! What? But it's your tribe. Uh-oh. Oh, dear!
Wait, what happened?
He sterilized it with his urine.
Oh.
about that.
Was this kid the audience surrogate, be it on the intentional one?
Yes.
Do you understand him?
Apparently not.
His mind is poisoned with whiskey.
Oh. Apparently drinking that is a great insult. Oh! Yes. Wow,
Yes,
even the natives find it silly.
Again, lol, mask is funny.
Uh-oh. Turns out Tonto may not be a Comanche anymore.
Was he banished?
Are you saying that he's crazy? Banished? All of those? In which case, God, he really is Jack Sparrow, but a native. Oh. Hello. So as a boy, he apparently found 2 white boys in the desert and brought them to safety.
I'm guessing that was illegal.
Nah, apparently they were okay with it. Well, look who it was.
Cavendish?
Nope. Other guy. So basically, because they found silver on the Comanche tribe land, yep, it's Latham coal. Basically, he swindled him. He gave him a cheap pocket watch for him to show him where the river begins. Tonto not knowing what they really had in mind. Uh-oh. And they shot him.
Ah.
And killed his tribe.
Can I class this as whoops?
Yeah. Basically, Tonto got played for a chump, all in exchange for a silver pocket watch that the young Indian boy had no idea. Wait, so he gets cheaped out on a bad deal. Must resist comparing him to Jack Sparrow. Really must resist.
Well, if Disney can't resist, why should...
Good point. So it turns out, guys, Latham Cole may be a bad guy. Surprise
No
you, Roy.
way. Well, she's not here still.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe she got kidnapped by
Maybe.
somebody. It was not Cavendish.
Oh god, I hope not. So basically from that day on, Tonto has sworn revenge.
But, well, he can't exactly back to the Comanche tribe for help because
Yep.
they didn't really take too kindly to his little blunder. Well, this has got Native Americans to play these guys.
Yeah. Good on them. Oh, cried.
So they're buried in the sand because...
Let's just say it's a means of death. Basically, they're leaving them there for dead. Oh boy! The cavalry's coming. About that. About that. Duck!
Well, they can't. Also, funnily enough, Jova,
Yeah.
when this film was both being a critical flop and audiences weren't showing up,
Uh-huh.
Bruckheimer and Depp apparently blamed critics for conspiring against the film to make it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's not.
Look, I may like this movie, but I will never sink to the excuse of critics are all in to get it. Well, maybe with Godzilla vs. Monsters, but that's because, seriously, critics are critiquing it for having too much Godzilla?
Well, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah, that's one case where I really have to wonder what the hell is going through critics' minds.
But here's, speaking of critics, a critic named Christopher Orr had something particular to say about this film's ending fatigue. Somewhere around the hour and a half mark, the Lone Ranger makes the fateful decision not to end. Worse, the movie keeps not ending for another 4 hours.
Oh, look at that, his spirit animal! Good horse. Scare those scorpions away and eat them.
Up.
There we go.
Will help.
Where to? Dag.
Now we've got a river.
Uh-huh. Of course he'd know where it begins. He's the one who led the men there.
Oh, you know where the bird came from, actually?
Yeah.
That was Depp's idea. He saw a painting of a Comanche that had a bird with it, but apparently he didn't realise that the bird was supposed to be behind the guy's head, not on it.
Huh. Oops.
So, yeah, a stupid running gag because of a lack of perspective.
Oops.
Oh.
He's just been fired.
Literally.
Guns have that means of communication.
Yeah, you see, guns are a universal language. So what are they looking for again?
Silver.
Yeah. Now get in there before I give you another hole you can pay out of. That's what. Oh.
Boo.
You go in there and get my buddy. But, yeah, he sends them in to find them, but then they get lost, so he sends two others to find them, and it's going to go on an endless circle in it. Okay, yeah, there's another action scene when buying a flash.
Literally.
Here, have a. We beat up a few of your mates. Here, have a mine cart. Okay, well, at least they had the good idea to shoot it.
Yeah, don't want to. Basically, better safe than sorry.
Hmm.
Oh! You should have seen the
And I
look
come
on
back
your
to explosions.
faces.
Yeah, well, yeah, Shuri, guess what you missed? You missed
A lot
whole
of scenery shots and talking.
Yeah, but you know what you also missed?
Explosions.
Yeah, well, okay. They missed the reason why Depp can't exactly go to his tribe and ask them for help.
Yeah.
Why did he do? Did he do something bad?
Basically, as a child, Tonto came across two white men who were dying, brought them to his tribe, and nursed them back to health. However, the two white men noticed that his tribe had silver on the area. So basically, they swindled him with a pocket watch, since, he didn't really know the concept of the value, just to show them where the river began so that they could start mining for silver. So, because they wanted to keep the location a secret, they shot Tonto and then killed off his entire tribe, which is kind of why he's not quite alright that in the head. Oh, and they left him with the pocket watch, too, as a sign of their transaction. And basically it's hinted that one of the people that he spared was Tom Wickleson's character, Latham Cole.
If you want to take him alive, maybe just shoot his leg so he can't escape.
It's not justice. Oh, snap!
They want him alive, don't they?
He wants him alive. Tonto, maybe not so much.
You can kill him later.
True that.
Does the death penalty exist?
Oh, heck yes it does.
Probably, considering the time period.
Hanging. Shot.
Hanging, shooting,
Yep.
you know.
Again, the Lone Ranger. He's not being made a buffoon, he's being slapped around by the secondary character.
How weird. It's almost like they wanted Johnny Depp to be the main star. Oh, wait. So, yeah, it turns out Butch was actually one of the young men, too, who kind of, bulldozed Tonto's tribe, which is why Tonto wants to kill him.
Yeah, of course, we could take another cliche list. Two main characters of the guard decide, fuck you. We're going. Goodbye.
So, he's taken him out to pasture to stand trial now.
Yeah. William Fichtner, you're accused of,
Well, let's see. Multiple counts of murder, eating a man's heart, and what's this about going up against giant mutant turtles?
we'll leave that for his descendants.
Mm-hmm.
Of his future descendants. So is that foreshadowing for the main action scene of the movie?
Yes.
How many people would have bought tickets for this movie, only it just not go into like the last half an hour just so they can watch that sequence?
It really does feel like, oh my god, that really is foreshadowing. It really does feel like, if this movie had been like a short movie, just compared to the action scenes, this could have been way better.
I don't even think the first Pirates of the Caribbean was this long. Let me see.
I think it was like 2 hours and 16 minutes as opposed to 2 hours and 30.
I nearly typed in Irates 1, Pirates 1.
Uh-huh.
At 143 minutes.
So that's about, 2 hours and 23 minutes.
So it's about 7 minutes shorter.
Huh.
Six.
Again, what helps that movie out is that it has better pacing and whatnot. And we don't it's not like we have to have a whole origin story of how Jack Sparrow gets to be flipping awesome Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Shiroi.
Yes.
How exciting, quote unquote, are you finding this epic western so far?
I would, honestly, for me, its only issue is the pacing.
Yeah, again,
Not even in the sense that, Tomorrowland had pacing issues, but it's mostly because it kept switching up perspectives so much, it was difficult to tell who the main character was and everything. This is just slow.
Yeah, and again, there is good writing here. The problem is that it is like, you really
That's
feel
the dialogue.
You really feel those long pauses between the more exciting bits or the more witty bits here and there. It's not even like there's anything downright stupid. Don't get me wrong, there are some flaws here and there, but it's not like there's like anything too actively bad about the movie. It's just that it can get boring, and it's kind of like the first Scooby-Doo movie, where a lot of the movie is spent with the gang split up and not being friends. It's like, people don't often come to a movie to have to wait that long to get them to see what it's like properly.
Now it looks like we're in an advert for a sand company. You know, I really want to use those E5s right now to keep my sugar levels up, and also hence my ability to stay awake. But
So look at that. Oh, the kid thinks he's its daddy. Oh, this is awkward.
well,
That's
it's your
actually your...
daddy's. It's your uncle.
Yeah. Hey, Latham Cole. Oh.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Now I have the gun.
Ha! Case in point, don't shock him.
Do we learn to do that, father?
Probably.
Whoever yawned, you're definitely capturing the excitement the audience has felt watching this movie. Either that, or it is really like.
Stupid dog, you made me look bad.
Half this movie is just sitting around watching people drinking.
And eating. And calling Army Hammer a stupid white man.
And making fun of his mask.
Oh, irony! Civilized society has no place for a masked man. Even though I'm probably going to become that masked man by the end of this.
But you were the masked man for like a good 40 minutes.
Uh-huh. Silver?
Yeah, we saw... It was that other guy that was with Cavendish when they rubbed the silver.
Mm-hmm. The man who traded the pocket watch just to find out the location.
That'd be like today's equivalent of giving someone
Oh
plastic...
boy, look at that. Turns out the pish-posh guy played by a British man is a bad guy, potentially.
No way.
What do you think, Shiroi?
Hmm.
You're so enthralled, aren't you?
Yeah.
It was, admittedly, again, like I pointed out earlier, though, it's kind of obvious he was the bad guy, seeing as how we've seen him with that pocket watch before. Oops.
Another thing about the production of this movie, it was supposed to release at the end of May 2013.
Let me guess, got delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed till the 3rd of July.
That could hurt it.
Or is that typically a time in America where most people are busy drinking and eating rather than going to the cinema?
depends. It really depends. Summertime is mainly superhero movie time. Yep. Turns out he's in cahoots with Butch and had his brother killed because his brother didn't want to go back on the promises they made to the Native Americans. Everything all comes together. I feel so betrayed. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you dare. Dang. Gotta give props to the kid for acting out that scene pretty good.
About as well as the script will allow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you do that, I thought he's going to shoot his bum by mistake.
That would have been just needlessly tragic. Oh boy. Yes, it would.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we've got leverage on you.
Heavy leverage.
Oh god, you cheap suit. Well cried.
Again, another staple of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Corrupt officials.
Yeah. Okay, how are they going to stop the train? Poke the wheels with their guns. It's like what Magneto says in X-Men: Homo sapiens and their guns.
It feels like we're very nearing the climax of the movie, but there's like a quarter of it left.
Yeah, that's a quote I mentioned earlier from the critics here. Like, the movie doesn't end after 90 minutes and it keeps going for another hour.
It didn't need to be another hour, that's the thing.
Yeah. You know, again, had we cut to this segment like quite a while ago, the pacing would be a lot better. Again, I just really do not get the thought process behind a lot of these long segments that just aren't needed. Although I tell you, Shira, I hope you don't have to burp at the final action scene because holy cow. That, again, Tarantino pretty much said that when he saw the last 13 or so minutes of this movie, even he had to wonder why people call this movie bad because those 13 minutes are pretty dang awesome. Oh boy. Yeah, since we talked about death in the legal system, blindfolded and, let's see, walk down to get shot.
I mean, hell, even Disney themselves were admitting that the box office results were, quote, very disappointing. And hell, even when over a year later, when Alan Bergman, the studio president, was asked at a conference if Disney were able to recoup their losses, both Lone Ranger and John Carter,
Uh-huh.
he said, "I'm going to answer the question and tell you no, it didn't get that much better. We did lose that much money on those movies.
It's really a notable thing when it happens with Disney, the people who seem to have a talent for making money out of even the most mundane stuff.
And yet they were able to buy an entire film studio 6 years later.
Because also they're Disney. Only Disney could have such a failure yet come back from it stronger than ever.
Well, multiple failures.
Yeah. I guess it helps that they also had good stuff being released those years as well.
Tonto's back.
Yay!
I guess.
Referencing the Civil War, heck yeah, there was a lot of sacrifice. He smacked that child. He's definitely the bad guy.
No.
At least he wasn't in a child.
Oh. That typo, man. Jeez.
Well,
how could you miss?
well, would you believe it, at the last minute, the train just all of a sudden collided?
No. Yeah, that's like an excuse someone would give their teacher, Jover. The train did it.
Whoopsie. Sir, is there supposed to be some action going on about him now?
Son, there ain't been action. Oh, damn it. Shit.
Oh
It's a
boy.
Disney film. Darn. Sorry,
Hey,
I can't
Tonto!
say the S word. It's a Disney movie. Yeah, no reason for concern. You just a giant gun battle
Yeah.
with bows and arrows.
I know it doesn't look like that, but what am I even talking about? I can't even see what's going on.
Not that there's much to see. It's a freaking night. Yeah, okay. Action scenes that take place at night has been another of my bugbears. You could barely see any of it, especially if you're at a movie cinema where it's even harder to see.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're watching a dodgy DVD or Blu-ray.
I'm quite happy that I'm watching this here, though, as opposed to in the cinema, honestly. I don't think I'd be able to enjoy it.
Oh,
Me
good,
neither.
Shiro. You're
only
back
a-
just in time for the next action scene. This is, again, one of the better ones. Not the best one, but there. Basically, Tonto came right in the nick of time, basically.
See,
managed
the
to
thing...
s-
Sorry.
I managed to stop him getting shot by firing squad by shoving a train in their way.
Yeah. It's actually pretty funny because he's blindfolded the entire time. Anyway, you were about to say, Shiroi?
Like, Endgame was a very, very quick 3 hours. There's a reason for that.
This is a very slow 2.5 hours.
Which
Short
Yeah,
to get
imagine if
feels
this was
good.
3 hours.
You know what's real,
Oh,
Zykel? It's an inconsistently slow 2.5 hours. Zykel, again, the action scenes when they play can be pretty good. The comedy, when it's played well, helps the movie flow. The dialogue, when it's nice, witty, and fitting enough, again, helps the movie flow. Again, it's when there's these long pauses where almost nothing is going on that really stand out. Uh-oh.
Heck, the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya is also around 3 hours, and that doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Okay, Dwibs, I see what you mean about Army Hammer doing a good girl scream.
Yeah. I mean, I would watch that movie, Shiri, but I haven't seen the show yet, and only season 2 is readily available around here in the UK.
Go figure.
Season 1 costs like £80.
Season 1 is stupid expensive, I know. I never owned Season 1.
I never get why the UK overcharges so much for your anime costs.
Oh, it really does. Anything that's not Ghibli.
So,
One Piece, a
yeah.
volume of One Piece costs around nearly 25 quid.
So,
How many
yeah.
episodes are in that?
About 13.
So look at that. Now the
So it's like not even a full series.
Sure, that show's gone on for like hundreds of episodes.
Look at that. Now the Indian blood literally is on the captain's gloved hands.
Yeah. How does his face paint not come off?
It must be really, really, really put on well, I guess. I don't know.
After this, the only film Gore Verbinski directed was a film called A Cure for Wellness, which was made by Fox, and that was a flop as well.
Oh god. Poor Gore. What happened to him?
And that had a writer from Ranger too.
What happened to poor Gore Verbinski? He used to be like the voice for this sort of stuff. I mean, okay, granted, like I said, the directing is not a fault here, so was Gore
He's a
involved?
producer as well, though.
Ah, okay. Oh god. It really is awkward knowing that that bird's supposed to be on the back of his head and not the top.
Again, that was a bit of a oopsie moment. Depp's part.
Yeah.
Again, we got the surrogate kid.
Yeah, humans can be dickish like that. Though thankfully they're going okay, what saves this movie is that they're not going like all humans are bad, it's simply just the bad guys are dicks. Who did it all for silver?
Funnily enough, Jova, Gore Verbinski was one of the 85 directors that was supposed to be doing the Gambit movie.
Really? That could have worked. I mean, Gambit is kind of like Captain Jack Sparrow in a sense. Though,
Well,
knowing how that Gambit movie is going...
what's not happening now, is it?
So, needless to say, Dan's a little disillusioned with the American justice system. Oh
Yeah,
my
when he sees
God.
people just being sold out to...
How did that horse get into that tree?
Because shut up.
Okay, finally we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final action scene of the movie. Wow, we're getting there. But now the railroad is finally finished, to an extent.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll be finished.
It'll be finished within the proper time of entry. Oh,
They built a railroad faster than my country ever could.
dang.
It's quite a few years for it to be done round here.
Most dedicated and
Old of us to
loyal.
assume it would even get done.
I love how they're saying all these nice things, like, yes, the most gosh dang honest, true man ever, Latham Cole. Never mind the fact that he murdered an entire tribe for silver.
We gotta set it up, guys.
we prefer to leave out that.
Oh, and look at that, an even bigger pocket watch.
Also, how are they not sweating in those suits?
Well, on the West, that's kind of how they did things. So, what are they gonna do? They're gonna blow up the track.
With nitroglycerin.
Goody. Now's the part where you run.
Oh, so okay. Now they explain stuff.
Yep, see, this is why they did the bank robbery. They weren't just robbing for money. No, they were robbing for...
Well, they weren't robbing for money.
Yep, that's where they got the nitroglycerin and explosives. You know, now that I think about it, let's think about this right now. From the movie's perspective, where we first started with that scene originally was near the beginning of the film. When you get down to it, this could have been a short movie centered around the scene that's about to come up. Hey, it's Red! Just in the nick of time.
From Pokemon?
Sure.
If Red all of a sudden grew a bosom...
That'd be some fanfic.
Well, male characters did grow bosoms in the anime, just not in the dub.
It's weird, isn't it?
I think, didn't the dub air that one?
Yeah, it
No.
did. I think it did. It got banned the day after it got aired.
Okay.
Good
How
job,
did
kids.
James do that anyway?
I can't even remember.
Yeah. Huh. About that. Oh! My God, I've been gunshot by the most nicest man ever! I gave a glorious speech about you, man! This is most unorthodox!
It was a gunshot of friendship.
Yeah, I gave you my friendliness pellets.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
Honestly, Sarah, I thought you'd have come up with that one first.
Oh boy. She's gonna let him touch the ivory. Yeah, mind your business. While I pleasure myself with this fine
Now's
ivory.
not the time.
He's horny, Shiroi. Of course it's the time. Little higher. Almost like you're taking aim at something.
How's no one noticing,
It's discreet. And now they'll notice. Oh, sorry!
It's a bit too late to notice, though.
Wrong way!
that bit was planned.
Sure.
You promise?
Woo!
There.
Well,
There.
one thing that can be said, Helena Bonham Carter is flipping awesome in this movie.
Pity she only appears 3 times.
It really is a shame that.
And bearing in mind, she's on one of the posters as one of the 3 main heads.
I know, right? How much you would have bet her scenes were cut? Uh-oh.
Oh,
I would hope that there isn't a director's cut of this movie.
Oh god, it's like freaking BVS. It'll be like BVS all over again.
Uh-huh.
How long was that movie initially?
2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
It'll become
Okay,
3 hours
folks.
thanks to the director's cut.
Now this is where the movie actually becomes flipping lit with this scene.
And the very fitting music.
Exactly.
Well, it's the Lone Ranger theme, pretty much.
Yep.
Remixed.
By Jeff Zanelli, apparently.
This is not going to be as easy as it looks. Now let's see how this horse can fly. Literally, okay, that is one amazing horse that can pretty much go on all terrains. I love how they even got some of the gunshots in time with the music.
Ow.
Hitting a woman nearly off a train, you really are a bad guy. Wait, I think we already established that.
It's all good. He didn't tie her to the tracks.
True, yeah. And didn't do it while twirling his mustache. Carefully. Bye.
Couldn't I jump to the other side?
Yeah, it's not exactly that easy. Uh-oh.
I could shoot you instead.
I duck. Cold beat bullet. At least I hope.
Sticks and stones can break my bones, but
This train will absolutely hurt you.
yeah. Oh,
Oh! Wow! Huh, not every day you see the women be the one subject to the slapstick.
well, that's that called slapstick knows no gender.
Yep.
It's a reaction that sells.
Yeah. Again, this
How is that hat? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on.
How is that white hat still so clean?
Well, it's part of the Spirit Walker, I guess.
Yeah, you see, Shiroy, it's a very good make of hat.
It repels plenty of debris.
Yeah. Wow. And it's
Oh,
amazing.
boy.
I've been watching this film with you guys for over 2 hours and my battery hasn't even gone depleted yet.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised by that.
How's the Lone Ranger going to get out of this one? Uh-oh.
Shut up and dance. Yeah, good idea, kids. Slingshot him.
It works sometimes.
Wrong fruit, though.
Ping! Pardon me, fellows, gents and madams. I've got a gunfight to win.
You shot my husband in the thigh.
He'll be fine.
For a moment there, I thought they were firing the guns to the music almost.
Exactly, that's my point. That's one thing I like about this action scene is how they time the bullets with the music. Again, this action scene, where was this the entire movie? Oh boy.
How far away are they from the rigged bridge?
They're getting there. Why do you heroes always tell them to let them go in the worst of situations?
Let them go to their death, you say? Okay.
Very, very poor choice of words.
It's all part of the plan. Ha! Fooled you! About that.
Ah.
Well, dang. Well then, put up your dukes!
Hi, Johnny.
Well, there's something you don't see every day. Knock the upside of my fist up your face. Kids, don't try this at home. Oh.
Howdy.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Whoop.
Ow. Yeah. Don't mind me. Just enjoy the rest of your train. Oh. Train. I wonder how long this must have taken to. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just. Oh, thank God. You know, the movie this
Yeah.
long, I'm worried about.
We're all falling asleep.
Oh, and losing the.
Yeah. About that. About that.
You know, you shouldn't have wasted your time monologuing.
Now, string it usually works out better for me. Ta-ta! Hello, Karma.
Oh, crap. Ah!
Oh. Oh, this is the most fun I've had since Daddy used to show me how the user did his job.
Hey, where's this train going?
Oh, God, I've been waiting to do that with someone ever since. Well...
Where's your son?
Oh, crap, maybe I shouldn't be kissing him first like this.
Will you kiss me?
Yeah, let's go save my son, please.
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Oh, two bad guys down and one left to go.
You really should shoot me, you know.
The silver bullet. One shot left. Time to make this count. And hey, wait a minute. This really is like that Pirates of the Caribbean flick.
What's Pirates of the Caribbean?
Something about the stories of his Captain Jack Sparrow from way yonder in the past. Ha! Got your gun hand. It was the other man. Ooh.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Yes. Look,
That probably wasn't a very good line in hindsight.
look, the pocket watch he gave him as part of the trade for the silver. Bye. About the
Yeah,
bridge. Turns out it actually did blow up.
In spectacular fashion, jeez.
Yeah, again, like I said, the last 13 minutes of this. Yeah, bad trade indeed.
Honestly, although this scene is pretty damn amazing, it is kind of soured by the journey.
That is, again, the main issue. It's like, again, let me remind you, the way this movie starts off is technically a scene leading up to this. But the problem is, well, I'll go more into it with my final thoughts, and I'll just enjoy the scene for what it's worth, because it's about to come to a screeching halt. You best get off, Depp.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
there you go.
Guess you could say time's run out for him.
Oh,
They're a little worse for wear after that little train accident.
are they still able to barely play their instruments?
Like barely being the key word here.
Hello, everybody. We're gonna try again.
Yes, I am deeply sorry to inform you that the man I so graciously gave my praises to was actually a psychopathic murderer who would have tried to force me into ABS contract. So instead we shall give our thanks to this masked Lone Ranger.
No hard feelings, right?
So you're making me a trombone player playing with a band that's strings. I can barely play this thing. What do you want to me?
Not yet. Not until I've righted every wrong. Then I'll come back and be the lawman that my brother was. Don't! And he took the badge after all.
Yeah, I need to be a ranger to be the Lone Ranger. Even though I'm not the only ranger, so I'm not.
Tell you what, I'll do it for a good 10 years and I'll come back and settle down with you. Hopefully by then the kid won't get PTSD by seeing me. Kinda dressed up like his father.
Or I'll be back for you. But I'm still 13.
Your daddy would have been proud at how you handled that train incident.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm still shaking up.
That's what therapy will be for, assuming that they're out of a shocking period.
Yeah, that's the thing. Would therapy even be readily available, if available at all?
I don't know in this time and date.
I'm guessing probably not.
So we'll continue on our merry adventures
Aye.
through many
And he'll call the
Many-
horse Silver.
We're gonna go on through many adventures through many sequels.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Right, if they try to make us just on Disney Plus or something.
I could... Oh, you mean make the series?
Yeah.
No.
Of
Close.
his dialogue is just him saying no.
So
Bunny
CGI
rabbit.
rabbit.
Eating a scorpion.
It's a better CGI rabbit than the Netflix Watership Down
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
And I know you could say, well, Netflix budget. It was commissioned by the BBC, I believe. So,
Oh.
you know.
Well, the BBC aren't necessarily the best with CGI either.
You think
I
that
know,
would
but they have
given
the
it a
money.
proper budget.
Surely they didn't have enough money to run BBC 3. What makes you think they'll have enough for CGI?
Well, they do have BBC Free. It's just relegated to online.
And a little strand on BBC One.
Well, I gotta tell you, sir, as the audience surrogate, the final climax was really nice, but couldn't we have just started with that final climax thinking about it, since we started with the bank robbery, technically?
Or started it a lot earlier than we did.
But what about rest of the movie?
Yeah. Maybe we could have cut out some of the parts about, like, the Lone Ranger not being the Lone Ranger, and oh my god, where'd he go? And the bird's alive now.
Johnny Depp's gone off to star in Transcendence.
I guess.
Yeah, that film turned out that film turned out well.
He said the line, we can all go home now.
Yay!
It's not like it will ever be your catchphrase or something.
And there we are, the credits are rolling.
Well, there's still some scenes to go on during the credits as well, but yeah.
One long tracking shot.
That and another scene to come afterwards. See, this is what the Lone Ranger is all about. And yes, there's one more scene after this. So, that was the Lone Ranger. You see what I mean when I say this one was close, but was just marred by bad pacing issues?
Yes, because honestly, that's the movie's only flaw for me, really.
But it's a giant one, though. That's the problem.
It really, really is a shame because, otherwise, I like the characters, I like the plot, well, when it's not being dragged out. The music is wonderful. The set designs work out pretty well. For a Western, it's actually kind of unique in a lot of avenues, too, here and there. As unique as you can get with a revenge plot. But they actually do go outside of some of the tropes here and there. And make an interesting picture. And yes, you can hear right now the music is still so good, I cannot stress enough. This is definitely one of Hans Zimmer's best, if you were to ask me.
Well, again, the stuff with the main theme,
Yeah.
Jeff Sinelli.
That too, yeah. Wonder why they don't really credit him on the soundtrack.
It's probably like additional music or something.
I guess. Alright then, anyone want to start giving final thoughts?
Me.
Oops.
Go on.
Yeah. The main problem with this film is like pacing. It's when it's not an action scene going on, it's really, really slow, and thus it's really hard to care about anything and anything that's happening and anyone that's happening to. The music is good, especially the rearrangement of the Ranger theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's just and the film looks good, by the way, in terms of how it was shot. But again, it's just a big problem. It's way too freaking slow. And that's not something you want when you're trying to set up an action franchise.
Yeah. Speaking of which, here's the final scene. Johnny Depp walking away in the desert. I guess he's trying to get to Tomorrowland to get healed or something. I don't know.
Nah, he's just walking through the theater after this movie.
And there you go, folks. The movie ends on the rear end of Johnny Depp.
I'm sure the moms will appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, he has
even Johnny Depp. Before we know, it could be a stunt double, like how Pirates 5. Apparently, his lines were fed through an earpiece.
Really?
apparently.
That would be weird.
Anyway,
Also, the Superman cameo in Shazam.
Oh yeah, that was something else.
Don't you mean Superman's chest cameo? Yeah, if you can't get Henry Cavill or another actor, don't have him in the movie at all. It's just really awkward.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too. Anyway.
No, but imagine if Batman cameoed about a head.
Like, you wouldn't even need to. You just need to cameo from within the shadows.
Exactly. Literally have a shadow cast of him.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't even need to do any work for this.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm done. Next.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. I know I missed a fair chunk of the second third of this, but considering from what you were telling me, all I really missed was the explanation, the backstory and things.
Of Tonto's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I really got lost because of that. Because honestly, this movie takes so long to get to where it needs to. Like, it's so easy to kind of catch back up with it, and but for the worse.
Yeah.
But I think that's its only real problem. I do agree that this is the better of this so-called trilogy, because it has one problem aside from the typical questionable, casting issues of Hollywood, putting very, very white people in roles in which they do not belong. But aside from that, the music, I really like the music overall. The visuals, in terms of the landscape and setting, are amazing. I mean, it's not easy to make a desert look interesting. I think the lighting helped a lot with that. It just looked very nice. And I'll say the characters were also fun, and I don't really have much more to say about it. It's not an awful movie at all. It's not even a bad movie. It's a decent movie. It just shouldn't have been 2.5 hours. Heck, it shouldn't have even been 2 hours.
If it was gonna be this long, they should have filled it with, more of the action, not just more of the long, drawn-out scenes.
And that's the thing, again, as I said, when characters are talking to each other, sometimes there's these really long pauses that don't actually need to be there. But that's all I have to say.
Alright then,
Jova?
I guess that leaves me. This movie, in some ways, is like a student of sorts who's really excited to show his project, but doesn't realize that he's overstuffed it with unnecessary stuff to the point where, unfortunately, before he gets to the good moments of his project, he runs out of time for the school presentation, and thus doesn't get as good a grade. That's this movie in a nutshell. But this movie has definitely, again, one of my most favorite action scenes ever. Like Drib said, even Tarantino commented on how that final action scene really, really does make this movie feel, more worth it, and definitely keeps it from being outright bad, like some people say. It's just the problem is that for those who are in the cinema or whatnot, they're more in the heat of things. Like, they want to have that movie keep them captivated. The problem is that when the movie slows down to that crawl, that can cause some people to lose their motivation with the film. Definitely one better suited for home media, though that's not really an excuse. And yeah, it is kind of a shame with some of the casting. Again, Johnny Depp as Tonto. The controversies write themselves here and there. Don't get me wrong, I'll give Depp this. He seems to do a good role as Tonto. I'm not saying that that's an accurate representation of Native Americans. I just say that he does do the role good. Not facilitating that. That said, though, I still think he would have been better as the Lone Ranger. I'm sorry. Again, Armie Hammer's not a bad actor, but he really feels like the third wheel in all this. He feels like, okay, you got these big names like Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, and then you got Armie Hammer. Who? That said, though, like I said, the acting is good, the direction is good. The main problem is, again, the pacing. It always comes back to the pacing. Because other than the pacing, aside from maybe some jokes that don't land as well, the movie actually does have good steps. Again, there's good humor, there's good dialogue, there's good action. It boils down to a similar issue that a lot of these adaptations or live-action origin stories have. It takes so long for the hero to become the hero we're all waiting for him to become. Like, imagine if Zorro took till, like, the final act for Zorro to become Zorro. Wouldn't be as much fun now, would it?
Which Zorro are you referring to? The Antonio Banderas one?
Yes, the Antonio Banderas one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just really sad because I'll admit I still enjoy this movie because of its good points. But even I cannot deny the pacing problem. And because of that, word of mouth may not have been the best for this movie. It's become something of a cult classic nowadays. But, you know the deal with some cult classics, you know. They get their praise later, after the bombing.
Yeah. Is it?
Yep, so, that was The Lone Ranger, folks. A tragic failure, but in some ways, well, I'm not quite sure I'd call it a noble failure. What the heck, I'll call it a noble failure. It's a movie that definitely does want to keep you entertained. And when it's doing that right, it succeeds. It's just marred by bad pacing. So, that was the second of the Disney Bomb Trilogy. Tune in next time for when we finally cap things off with Tomorrowland.